is to set a game over condition, right? So for games like these, usually when this player object falls off the screen, it's game over, right? So you either restore the game or do some other things with the game. But as soon as the character falls off the screen, it's game over. So how do we do that quickly? So let's go to player, the player object, and let's go back to the control state machine. Right, so we have this state machine that allows us to control the character, and it works really well. Now I want this state machine to do one more thing, which is I want it to control when the game is over. And it's really easy. Let's do this quickly. Let's add another state. I'm going to call this game over state. And the nice thing about Playmaker is it has this default transition called became invisible. So what that means is when an object becomes invisible from the camera, then it will trigger this event. And what we want to do here is we want a global transition. Now a global transition allows you to go to this new state regardless of which state you're in. So you can see that instead of going transition and then connected to this requires, so if we do it this way, this requires the object to be in this particular state. But with a global transition like this, it could be in any state. So let's say if we have a couple more states here, and regardless of which state this object is in, as soon as this becomes true, it will go to this state. It will basically trigger this this transition event. So that's how you use global transitions, right? And then it's really useful, especially for things like animations that you want to send a global event to another state machine, right? So anyways, let's see how this works, right? So all I want to do is, well, when the game is running, when it starts, we'll give the players control over this player object, right? This is where we get the keys and we translate the axis. But as soon as the object, this player object, becomes invisible, we're gonna say, okay, game over, and then we're just gonna do something we've done already. We'll do a restart level, right? So plain and simple. Now, one thing you want to pay attention to is that this became invisible command, or the other one called became visible events, they also count the camera in the scene view. So even if the object is not shown in the game view, if it's here, it will still be considered visible. So when you test, you want to make sure that you either turn away from the object or you have something else there so you're not seeing the object. So basically, if the object is to be seen in any of these panels, then this became invisible will not trigger. Right. So now we've got that. Let's see what happens. Actually, I'm going to turn this off. Let's just see how the state will operate. Right, so no problem here. I have control over the subject. But you can see that as soon as the object falls off the screen, it went to the became invisible state and then went to game over. So we can quickly create this game over state by using a global transition event to detect if the object is visible, and then we do an action inside this state. Let's give that a try. Okay. Very nice. And then, oops. Game over, and then restart it, the game. Okay, good. So now we have the game over state as well designed. And that was fairly simple. Just do that.